I want to share with you exactly what I did just last week to get 2 sales calls booked with high quality potential clients in 48 hours. If you're in B2B sales, I encourage you to watch this all the way to the end. I hope that this helps you to get a takeaway or some tips so that you can go out and get some more sales calls booked as well. So, if you're new to my channel, my name is April Yvette. I'm the host of the April Yvette podcast. Welcome. It's a place where we help you to unlock your highest potential. It's also a community for high achievers. So you can learn more about my podcast and about me and subscribe to my weekly newsletter over on my website at www.aprilyvette.com. So let's dive right on in. I went to 2 awards galas last week, one on Thursday night, one on Friday night. And the first one I got a ticket to. It's $25 for a membership and then $50 for just to attend the gala. So I showed up at the first one. I didn't even know about the second one until I got there. So I go to the first one, and number one, I meet people that I know. I see some clients that I know. And I also attend and walk around and get to meet people, get some potential leads. I got an introduction to my client, gave me a referral on the spot, introduced me to somebody that might be interested in commercials. I had a lady that I'd been trying to reach out to for a month to book a sales call, had not heard back from her. She was actually seated at my table. I mean, that was pretty amazing. And my client who was running commercials, that is running commercials, she comes over and talks to me and then talks with this lady, and she gives me a testimonial right in front of her and says, "This is great. This is working. It's effective." And so she said, "I definitely want to talk to you and let's find a time to talk." So I'm working on booking that call. So that was pretty fantastic. So the number one step that I think is important, that I want to share with you, if you want to book more sales calls, number one, attend industry specific events, conferences, and awards galas. It's important that you choose events to attend that are specific for the industry that you serve, and also that gather a room full of your potential clients or the sponsors. Maybe the sponsors at that event or conference are your potential ideal clients. Those are the ones that you want to attend. You will have a higher probability of getting sales calls booked if you're speaking to the right people, meaning ideal clients. All right, so that's number one. The second thing that I want to talk about is lead with service. This is very important. I showed up at the right places and I was leading with a servant heart. And I believe that directly impacts your ability to make connections because people feel like they can trust you when they know that you're genuine and authentic and you're not there just to try to get something. So I showed up at these events. I was meeting people. I visited the sponsor booths. I gathered cards at the sponsor booths and their flyers. And I thought about how I could help them first, whether by sending them referrals or connecting them with resources. That was part of my intention. My goal wasn't just to show up and sell and try to get something and get appointments booked, although that was part of my goal, but it was to serve with no expectations. When people feel your authenticity, trust naturally grows. And that's when doors of opportunity open up even easier. So I want to give you an example of what I mean by leading with a servant heart when you attend networking events, these conferences, to get some sales calls booked. I walk over to one of the sponsors' tables, and they had a flyer with a special offer that I knew somebody that would be a fantastic referral partner for them to send them multiple leads all throughout the year for this particular offer. And I met the sales agent that was there behind the booth representing the company. And I booked a networking call with him. And I said, "I would love to connect with you and learn more about your offer because I think I have somebody that I can send a referral to you." refer you to that can give you a lot of leads. And I got on a call with him the next day, a couple days later, rather, and he shared with me the program. I learned a little bit more about him. I wanted to vet it, make sure it was quality, right? And what was included. And I immediately sent an e-introduction between him and someone that I know that can give him multiple ongoing referrals. It was a really good referral for him. It was actually really good for the person I referred to because their offer was pretty cool. It was really good and of high value. So I got them connected and he was so appreciative. So on the call, I said, would you mind? I believe that our commercials reaching Hispanic audience in Central India, I believe it could be a really great fit for your company, for your organization. I would love to just explore that further. Who would be the best person for me to talk to over there about that would make the decision on that? He told me two names of decision makers. And after that, he did an introduction to these decision makers. I mean, it was fantastic. I reached out to the decision makers. I replied to the email immediately because he did an introduction. It was fantastic. And after that, literally that night, I got a response. They were out of town, but he basically said, is it okay if we have time to talk about this together and then get back with you on this after we get back in town? And I'm like, absolutely. I would love to connect with you when you get back. That sounds great. So I have a feeling that I may have another sales call booked just from that introduction. All of that started because I led with giving a referral to somebody that worked at the company. I wasn't trying to pitch him my offer. I said, who is the best person? And I gave them value as well, really good value. So that's what I want to encourage you. And that's what I mean by having a servant heart and leading with value and making connections and sharing resources with the people that you're meeting at the event. I have always done that. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is super important, follow up fast. When you go to a conference, an event, a gala, whatever it is that you're going to that's industry specific and everybody in the room is your ideal clients, you need to get leads, and you get leads from getting cards or getting names. And then you go back to your office and look up their email address, and then you reach out to them. And so what I want to share with you is follow up fast by reaching out to them the next day. Within 12 hours, literally by the next morning. So you're top of mind, you're fresh on their mind. You've got a higher probability of getting a sales call booked with a cold outreach from a sponsor you met at an event that could be a good fit for your product or service, or somebody that you met and shook their hand and met at the event that you attended. Follow up fast is very important. The next thing I want to share with you, which is, this is a make or break. What you say in the subject line or in your email can make or break your ability to get a sales call booked. So in the subject line, I would say there's two options. Speak to the benefit or the dream outcome or result that your ideal client wants. And that helped to get them to click and open it. Or you could use like, hey, it was great to meet you at the event last night. That's another good subject line. There's others. ChatGPT may be able to help you to write amazing subject lines. In the body of the email, it's important that you write it short, use bullet points. Decision makers don't have much time, but you need to build authority. You need to state what you do, very clear and compelling. And focus on the benefit or the outcome or the dream result that they want. Focus on building authority with one or two sentences, very short, maybe a bullet point, and then have a strong call to action, which would be, what is it that do you have time to talk? When would be a good time to talk? Give them 3 options. Also, I would put in there a 1-sentence client testimonial that helps to build trust. So I hope that was helpful for you today. I just want to encourage you, get yourself out there, go to some industry specific conferences, events, maybe some galas that you're called to, that can help you to get more sales calls booked. And also you can be a resource for other people that are there. And before I close, I do want to share this. While I was at the event, this was pretty amazing. Someone that I've known for several years had a booth there at the first event on the Thursday night. When I was leaving, she was in the parking lot, coming towards me when I was walking to my car to leave. And she said, "Oh, April, I'm so glad I saw you. My husband left. We drove separate and he accidentally took my car keys in his, in a bag and left with my car keys. He's already home. I don't know if you can do this or not. Could you give me a ride home?" And I'm like, 100%. Yes, I'm more than happy to give you a ride home. So I drove her home. It was a little bit out of my way. I had to go south to come back north, right? Got home about an hour later than originally. I didn't mind at all. Again, that's a servant heart. And we talked and had a great time. She goes, "You know what?" She goes, "There's another gala that's tomorrow night, and I have an extra ticket. It's already paid for. It was $75, but it's already paid for. Would you like to go? I think that would be a great place for you to do some networking too." And I was like, "Yes, thank you so much for offering the ticket." So she emailed me the information for the ticket. And the very next, I didn't even know about the gala. That was the second one. I only knew about the first one. So I also got a ticket to go to that second event and was able to meet a lot of more new people, get more new leads. And it was perfect because it was the right target audience at that second gala. So when we show up and when we are coming from a place of what can I give? How can I serve? You just get so many opportunities. So I will close, but I hope this has been helpful for you and I'll see you soon. Bye.